I'm convinced that I'll have to write this book and get it published for my civil security. I've been alone mostly all my holidays. I spent holidays with my wife once, and then I spent one with a female that I tried to convince that we should just be friends at the beginning. But it only got worse in the relationship. She was not putting any finances on anything. So from what I read in a social book, if she has kids and they're not yours and something isn't adding up, then it's time to end their friendship or whatever they are calling it. Besides, I had no stability for a relationship was what I was trying to tell her in the first place. The reason why I don't want to be in a relationship is because females hurt me all the time without being stable and most of the time don't want to respect me. If I have a nice car, there's no show. There's no respect from any woman. As far as I can see, I don't remember saying this, but after the fact about my life, I told this guy at the gas station, I have the right to be prejudiced. After all the police that harassed me were white officers, and white females with money or black African females will not help me get off on my feet and drive us home like normal people should. Just ignorant and weak and partner. Mr. John Nelson came by with my other partners, Mr. Scott Parsons' telephone number. I'm hoping that is good news with doing my dealing at the college. I'm planning on going to Chicago in March for the Red River Day to go look into some art at museum and look for ex-sweetheart in Chicago that I miss so much, and I hope I see her again because she knew how to care and gain Mr. Tommy Bell's interest. Yes, I'm looking for a woman to spoil me. I need it so bad. I am hurt. Can't imagine how hurt I am every day. I live alone and sad. Don't understand people how they say that they hurt because they looked over at me and they get to drive each other places and get their paychecks and save with one another. I have to walk to work plus go home to myself. Who wants to live that life? And she's broke if I am with her. So what if you're hurt? Does it sound like I give a shit? They should be happy to be able to do those things like I don't have the chance. But I will keep the faith. I've been going past my point. Also, I read in a book about when these situations began to be constant. It has to be a woman friend that's jealous of you. We will be on our way to Australia, or she could be going to prison for 12 or 30 years and out of the U.S. Chapter 12. Scandals and Scandalous. It's strange that as soon as I thought I was done with this book, that I had the time to write about what's wrong in my life. There's more in my life going wrong than ever. I can't remember all these political issues about me that hasn't always been a problem in my life, and don't want others to have to deal with these matters in your own hands. Throwing rocks get tiresome. Laughing out loud. I had a dentist appointment and had to go through an operation to get my molars pulled out on a coming Monday, so I knew to go out to the bar this particular Friday. So I go out, and this scandal must have followed me into the bar. I was only supposed to go out and have a couple drinks and come on home. So one of my African American buddies I seen from time to time in Sioux Falls area in the Dakota State. I guess he pimped the Caucasian lady out her money, and I was under the influence of liquor, wine, and alcohol. But I did tell the guy I was going to show him to the bar later. But I can't remember this guy is a part of this city's scandal because I tried showing this asshole a couple of years ago the same damn bar. I discovered, and me hearing the same damn excuse and reading about it, and cannot believe that what happened to me is not the first that the governments have set up. It's called a setup. So this bar, a city scandal. This bar in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I discovered the first 2 years I was in South Dakota. After leaving Tommy Jack Bar with my buddy and him ditching me, I walked into Wiley's. I walked over to the pool table to play. After all, my name is number 2 in the snooker game on the internet called snooker, as Tommy Bell, the casual male, started talking smart. The Caucasian male started talking smart. I told him who I was because he asked. I asked him who he thought he was. He walked away like a bitch and whined to the security guards, both different races. By then I was intoxicated and wasn't looking for trouble. Just a good time. Nothing gay about it. So I was leaving. They kind of put their hands on me for asking me why and what did I do. So I was asking what did I do. I didn't hit no one, but when I was outside sidewalk, I did call them out their names and said some pretty harsh words. But I do believe they could have handled the situation a lot better than what they did. I'm not a troublemaker. People make problems for me because I wouldn't do that to myself. So I finally left and walked over to the bar street that I live on. The bar street that I live on, there's a bar named Lucky. They're lucky it's still there. Same thing. I walked into the pool table area, shot, practiced a game of pool with myself, and as far as my way out the bar, a Caucasian bartender grabbed me from behind. So I tried to get out the choke. He lays his head on the glass. I should have broke his leg. I could have. He bumped my head on the glass and moved swiftly to the right after I called. Another guy asked if he wanted to help me out. I don't believe he wanted to help me out. He weighed at least 300 pounds. I hit him with a 140 pounds, solid 10 pounds stronger than Bruce Lee punch. He didn't know, but I bet he felt worse than I did. But he did get his hits and stomps. But that's only because I wasn't mad enough and he's bigger than me, a lot bigger than me. Just go off about it. I just wanted to hit that fucking bartender for putting his hands on me. And I did nothing wrong. And I was leaving when he touched me. But you see, things do happen between people with people that should be in the courtrooms or probably will be very soon. But not me. Maybe on cam, live, so I won't have to say shit. I keep reading this book. I was talking to this attorney here in Sioux Falls, SD, about the notification to the CIA about this civil nonsense for a court date with the Supreme Court for the U.S. I'm looking for my civil liberties, justice, and peace with all, for all, and whoever has me set up didn't think that I had a serious operation on Monday and that being hit in the head can cause a death during an operation. Now, why would I plan on going out to fight when I knew damn well I had an operation coming soon? So when I told their attorney, Mr. Dustin DeBoer, about this Discrimination Act, he gave me his email address because he knows I'm who's worth talking to. I know that replies to him as well later on after this with friends. With this firm attorney here in Sioux Falls, I talked with Mark Medina in the mortgage department about some personal info that I discovered that I'm thinking to save for the next the next book. Thank you for listening or reading. Hope you enjoyed the expense of learning what it takes to be Mr. Thomas Philip Winfrey.